Hello everyone, welcome to Ready City Crit. I am Dungeon Master Harna, and joining me is my regular rigmarole of Spacefarers. Let's kick it off with the person who has gone the longest without food. That could be in this exact moment, or like of all time, I guess. I'm gonna leave it open-ended.
Oh my god, somebody talk, I wanna play D&D.
Okay, we're gonna be here all night. Hi, I'm Will, I'm playing Volgear. You're a ranger. Pass on to someone else that's just gonna keep going for the sake of getting this going.
Some of them really think about it.
I'm gonna go because sometimes I go for really long times without eating. Not often, but it happens. Hello, I am Ryan. I play Cyrus Revenmore, the Acemore Barbarian. To the next.
Sure, I'll go next. My name's Anthony, I play Boris Darkhoof, the Satan Rogue Fighter, and I'll pass it on to the next person.
Okay, I finished my mouthful of kebab, I'll go. Hi, I'm George. I'm currently eating right this second. But, you know, I've not eaten before. I know what that's like. I know what it's like to not shove kebab in your face. I play Atlas Moreau, the Owlin Druid, and I'll pass it over to Mary.
I'm Mary, I play Astra, the ASMR Cleric, and I'll pass it on to our well-fed DM after a nice kebab.
I get your
So
confusion
well-fed.
with kebab sauce. I also don't know what this is.
It's just tasty.
Yeah.
That's what kebab sauce is.
Just
got-
enhances the kebab.
Just make kebab tasty.
Kebab enhancer.
Alrighty. Who wants to give us a little recap of what happened when we last left off?
We reached a new sector. We decided to get the ship repaired. So we found Greasy Phil.
Not regular
has-
Phil, that guy
Not
sucks.
regular Phil, that guy sucks. And we have hired him to fix the ship. Everyone got a little bit of R&R off of the ship. We went to get some drinks and shit. Barros and Astra were in charge of watching the rabbit. They failed to watch the rabbit. The rabbit left. So, Volgear decided to follow her in his usual creepy, non-talking ways.
However,
Cyrus and Atlas went to get some like nice food supplies because we've been eating rations all the time, and we're like, this sucks. Let's have a nice meal. Let's get a little thing that looks like a rabbit and cook it because the rabbit's being a bitch and it'll be funny. So we'll do that. And then Diaz actually like did some nice research as to what's going on with Nexus and the Amalgamate, what opinions of us there are, what our descriptions are. She kind of gave Volgear the deets on that, and he's like, she's pretty chill. The rest of us are like, what do you mean she's chill?
Volgear
She's a
spoke like
bitch."
multiple words at once.
Yeah, Volgear has a new best friend, even though he's been traveling with us for months. But he's apparently taken a shine to this rabbit person. We came back to the ship. We had a lovely meal. Atlas presented it as Admiral Carrot Top, which was the charred remains of whatever the bunny creature was that we had cooked. Diaz did not like that. She did not find it funny. She retreated to Astra's room while crying and then got drunk. And then Astra was like, can I help you? And she was like, no, I'm past it now. And then she went back to Cyrus's room to sleep. And then the next day happened. She did not come down for breakfast, even though we made eggs. And then she's like, can I leave the ship, or am I like a prisoner? And we were like, no, you can leave the ship. And Atlas was like, fuck you. And she's like, why are you so mean? And Atlas is like, I'm not mean. And everybody was like, yeah, you kind of are. And then Atlas was a little bit upset by
Cue
that.
shocked Pikachu face.
And then Diaz left the ship to do her own thing. Barros went after her because he wants to talk to her. Cyrus and Astra left the ship to do things. And I can't remember what Volgear and Atlas were doing.
Atlas
was
did the most
kinda-
important thing of the entire fucking session. She got Greasy Phil to agree to install the fucking biscuit baker.
And she fed the chimera.
Also a very
Oh,
important thing to do
chimera,
regularly.
Yes.
I can't remember what Volgir's doing. Maybe he's going out to look for more things, or maybe he's just chilling on the ship. I can't remember because Volgir doesn't talk to me very much. That's all I remember.
Sure.
He's
Then
not
let's jump kind of straight into it. Atlas, anything in particular you're doing?
Mostly sulking about being called mean. Making
Okay.
sure that biscuit tray that I selflessly bought with my own money is being installed correctly.
Yep, Greasy Phil's hard at work. He's gonna rebuild it first.
Working hard to disprove the mean thesis that's going around.
Also, you got. I think Cyrus was nice and everyone was mad at him. Or that was in the session before.
Yeah. Cyrus was nice.
Oh, yeah,
and
Cyrus was being
everyone's like,
nice and
"What's
everyone was
wrong
like,
with
"Hey,
you?"
what's up with you? Did you get another weird dream?" And he was like, "I'm just being nice." And we were like, "Weird." Ah,
Yeah.
fuck.
Everybody's shitting on Cyrus for
I just
being
stabbed
nice.
myself with my fork through my polystyrene tray.
They're not plates. Volgir, what are you up to?
You don't need to aggressively stab kebab. It's pretty
think-
tender.
Volgir is in the shit. Far away from the three-headed monster at the back of the ship, so probably at the very front.
Probably.
I like to
Maybe
think
reading
Volgir's got
his
some kind of
steel
like
cylinders.
thing on his hollow
Cool.
strap where he can just track wherever Tower is in the ship and just avoid
Can
it
I
at all
work on that
times.
while I'm
Yeah, you can work on
Yeah,
that. Definitely. Yeah, if you want to, you
He
can.
had to
something that?
swallow a penny, but it's not actually a penny, it's a tracker, and he's got it linked to his
Yeah.
hollow strap.
I'm like, yeah, you could like spend. You got 12 hours until the ship repairs are completed. So, like, you got plenty of time to mooch about and kill and just do downtime.
I'm
All right.
gonna work on that then. A tracker.
So Volker starts reading. You can read. I think we say you read 8 hours a day, and if you push past it, you start to get a bit eepy. Because that's a
Not
lot
for
of
reading.
information to try to like absorb.
Start trying to cram before your exams.
Yeah, exactly.
And then if you
Alright.
go back and read a bit because you forgot a bit.
Cyrus and
I'll
Astra.
be there in 5 years.
Yep. Cyrus and Astra. What are you up to? You head off the ship. I think you said you were gonna go do some shopping in the marketplace, or
You were hoping to get some medical supplies, if I remember correctly from our conversation 5 minutes ago.
I think. Yeah, like potions or whatever. Keep stocked up. And then.
What about like healers kits? Do you know how to use those? I assume you do. You're a cleric, but I don't want to assume, but I assume.
Don't think so.
Are you proficient with them? You can check your stats in D&D Beyond.
Maybe if you just think really hard.
Brain is very slow right now. Healing salve. Yeah, that's used up.
It'll be in your
I was
tools.
either going to get a potion kit or not potion kit. Oh yeah.
Well, let's go to some kind of potion or medical supply shop and see what they have. Maybe you could learn to use a medical kit so that we're not always using potions. It's another way of making sure we all don't die without using the resources that we can use in
a
battle.
healer. I'm just gonna say a healer's kit doesn't have a proficiency.
Oh, well, there
You're
you go.
thinking
That's
of-
fine. Healer-
You're thinking of the medic feat, I think, which
Oh,
lets you give
yeah.
hit points with it. A normal healer's kit, as an action, you could expend a use to
It's the
basically.
thing Atlas was carrying around.
Yeah, you expend the use to basically to stabilize a creature and make them 0 hit points without needing to make a medicine check. So it means you negate that. So it's a guaranteed stabilization. Same as Spare the Dying. Yeah, I mean, you can find like the medical supplies, like a healer's kit's pretty easy enough to find. Like 500 chits would run you if you're just looking for a little healer's kit. Plenty little shops here all around the place. If you're looking like a herbalism kit, that's the one you can make potions with.
I know I was thinking about it before, but then I was like nearly not worth it.
It costs you half the price of the potion to make, basically.
Yeah, because I have one.
And
but
about
I've
a
been
day's
too
labour.
poor to make them.
So like today, on this
Right.
day of downtime, if you had a herbalism kit and enough resources and money, you could make them.
Is that something you would like to do, Astra? Stock up on healing potions, make them yourself rather than paying full price for them?
I think so, given our track record.
Like, a healing potion is going to run you 5,000 chits.
Whereas you
Basic
could buy
healing
10 herbalism kits and make...
You only need
You
one.
need the one.
You need one. and
You have to
these have
pay
price
for the
supplies.
material resources, so it costs you half the price of the potion.
Yeah.
So you basically, it takes a day, and then it'll be 2,500 chits of supplies, or you can forge the supplies. Like but you need to go to a planet for that.
Would you like to buy a herbalism kit and supplies? I can give you some money if you need it.
Yes, please.
And you would need proficiency of the herbalism kit to create the potion. You can't do it unless you're proficient.
But you can learn.
Can
'cause
learn.
I'm learning how to use Smith's tools. You can learn to use a herbalism
If I'm
kit.
already proficient with it, can I teach someone else? Or does it have to be
Yeah,
like an
it just
expert?
takes a while. It takes time to learn. I don't have Xanathos guide everything in front of me, but it takes time.
Takes some time.
I think it's
6 weeks.
I think it's 10 weeks minus your intelligence modifier. And that
That's
might be
right.
learning a language. It's learning something takes 10 weeks minus your intelligence modifier.
Yeah, well, what was it, 2,500?
Great.
Yeah,
For
for the
the-
ingredients it's the 2,500, and the actual kit itself will be 500.
I will buy the supplies.
There you go.
Astro by the kit. So.
I mean, even if she is proficient, I mean, Astra could make Astra could make them right now. She's proficient already, I think. Astra, Atlas. Ugh, names.
Sorry.
I'm not.
It's only session 50 something.
Yeah,
We're
54.
always gonna trip up. It's.
I do it too.
I've never tripped
Well-
up once. I know my character's fucking name.
Yeah, it'd be weird if you call Astra Atlas because you know you're Atlas.
We still do it anyway, so.
We just made our own Vex and Vax bullshit.
Yeah.
At least theirs was like a fun, like, they're twins thing.
Yeah, you two look nothing alike. Not personality,
The
not
spirit sisters.
appearance.
We both have wings sometimes.
Nice. Well, I'm pretty sure Atlas could teach you if she's in a generous mood.
She
Do you
always
think we should
is,
get-
you bastard.
Generous
know.
with stabbings.
We're not
And
sure about.
feeding people to the three-headed monster.
I've never fed people to the three-headed monster. He does that
You don't need
himself.
Yeah.
You have fed people, just not live people.
Get off the comms channel, Vulgear and Atlas. We're trying to have a conversation.
I know. We're not particularly close to Diz, but I feel like we should get her something, but I don't know what. And don't grumble at me. She was sad.
I didn't say anything.
I could see the skull, like, itching.
It wasn't a scowl. That's just my face, okay? What would you like to do? Get her some carrots and make her a carrot soup or something?
Is that
Is
racist?
is that racist? I was just about to ask that question. Is that racist?
I was thinking more like another multi-tool or something.
Her multi-tool vastly surpasses most that I've seen. It's got like screwdrivers and shit that pops out of it.
Maybe she'd like a spare one.
I mean, if we were going to buy a multi-tool, I'd be tempted to get myself one because I might need it if she leaves and we don't have a certified engineer on board. I get your point. I mean, I was for the hop a lot joke. I was just gonna set it on the table and see how she reacted. Adding the fact that it resembles what her father might resemble was a little left field. I didn't expect that. Stop shaking your head at me. I was only privy to part of the plan, okay? Atlas followed through on the next bit. And I thought you would be happy that I was being mean for once again because apparently
Bulger
I'm
sending
being
a
too
head
nice
shaking gif
recently.
into the chat.
We don't like you being not mean. We're just not used to it.
What?
We like you being nice. It's just strange.
Get used to it then, I guess. Okay, I'll dial down the niceness. Yeah, that'll make more sense. Do you need anything else?
Acclimatized it.
Do you need anything else?
I think we're good. Do we?
Right. Let's go and look for something for Diaz.
Okay.
Do you guys have an idea
Checks.
of what you want to look for, or like just?
Is there anywhere that Astra could find like makeup? Like
Make me an investigation check.
Cyrus is looking at the sympathy
Does
card.
this space station have a hot topic?
literally. Oh,
Can you take the training trees
19.
back? They're burning a hole through my skull.
Yeah, you're able to find a like a vendor who's like dispensing like a variety of different makeups. They've got like foundation palettes ranging from the brown chitinous hues of Thrycreen all the way to the grey skinned hippo men who saunter around the place, all the way down to the standard, more traditional foundation colours you'd expect to see on a human. False lashes, lipstick. They also sell like glamour weave and glamours. For much more premium, it's like, never do your makeup again. It's like this big tagline. And it's like always have the perfect look. And you see that these like mannequins that like the clothing keeps constantly like changing on and shifting on. As the glamour weave is like always presenting a generates a constant illusion to basically ensure you always look your best.
Was she crying when she was upset?
Astra just side eyes.
Alright, okay, well, I was just gonna say, maybe we should get some waterproof stuff. Cyrus picks up like a mascara.
Because you're planning on
What
making
is-
her cry a lot more.
What is this?
Cyrus confused what mascara is, but intelligent enough to know you can get waterproof mascara. Suspicious.
He listens, he doesn't look. When it's waved in front of him.
Waterproof eyeliner.
He imagines that females wear eye makeup.
I mean, of course he
Females
knows
tend
that it can be waterproof. He's probably heard people fucking coming off the front lines like, yeah, but that eyeliner's amazing. I got head to toe covered in demon ichor. Didn't even smudge. Didn't even smudge.
Yeah, what are you looking for, Astra?
Like, just black eyeliner and black mascara. Stuff that she thinks Diaz would wear.
Yeah, I mean, you could definitely find like a variety of like black makeup accoutrement. It's not like overly expensive. Like it's probably for like I would say if you wanted to put together like a full blown like makeup kit, like of like if you wanted to like get a full like actual kit of makeup, that would run you a little more. If you're talking just like generic
things,
makeup
not-
items, I'm
yeah.
thinking like if you're thinking like a lipstick, an eyeliner, that kind of thing, mascara.
Yeah.
I would say probably like let's call like 100 shits per item. They're only small, like they're not big.
So like 300 chits then.
Unlike real makeup, which is really expensive, it's actually quite affordable.
I was about to say, I would kill for these prices.
Yeah.
They're like,
Yeah,
you want a
should be-
foundation? That'll be $40, please. And
You
it's
see, there's
what?
like a whole shelf of crazy
this
colored
size.
hair dye, which is like spray cans of hair dye. Yeah, they're like purely cosmetic, so I'm not gonna run you up a crazy high bill on them. But like, yeah, they're
Yeah. And if she can find a multi-tool as well, she'll get that.
Alright, so for 19, you can shop around. You probably end up at Phil's, which is like
Greasy or non-greasy?
non-greasy Phil. The gives
Non-greasy.
Zara.
Greasy Phil's on our ship.
He is selling a variety of multi-tools, and his tools are they're all like, you know, kind of like ship building ones, and they some connect to your hollow strap, and they're very expensive. They're like smart, and they like detect what you need and automatically deploy it and things like that. There are ones that are a lot more bare bones kind of thing, almost like Swiss Army knife kind of style. And then there are like a couple that like are kind of more like the one that Daze has is almost like it's almost like a screwdriver handle with a lot of buttons on it, and as you press each button, like different things kind of pop out the end. And there's a couple of those as well. It kind of depends on what you're looking for. Like Daze's isn't broken as far as you're aware, but you always get her a spare, or you get something better.
Yeah.
How much would one of the cheaper end ones be?
Like one little Swiss Army knife style. Let's say like 500 shits. It's like one like 10th of a fucking tinker's tool, basically.
Is it worth Cyrus buying one for himself if he's already got smith tools? Oh, tinker tools. Actually, no, he will take one because he doesn't have tinker's tools.
This is like a part of tinker's tools. It's not like a full set.
It's a start.
If you want to buy the full one, it'll be like 5,000.
Yeah, no, 500, please. I'll take the.
I mean, the
cheap for
automated ones are
500.
10,000, and they give advantage on all checks. Every tool has like an AI-assisted one version of itself, and they're double the price.
Need to get money.
We need to stop running away before we get paid.
I think if I spent all of my money, I might be able to afford one.
The problem with being known terrorists around the galaxy, you don't get paid work.
Yeah.
Well, in the Draconic Concordat, you might not be terrorists.
Yeah, we'll just be bounty hunters or something. We can hunt the amalgamate for them. It's easy.
I already have a track record.
Do you have any experience in hunting amalgamate?
Oh yes, we've crippled
Would you
several
like us to
cities.
make-
Kind of turned the city upside down, so
We'll end up being the special forces assault squad for the fucking Amal. Just like, we'd like you to go in there and destroy that city. Sure, give us a week.
Or less, sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, so anything else from Astra or Cyrus at all?
you got everything? Do you want any of the fancy ones? I'm just getting this as a backup, but
No, I don't think I could afford the fancy one right now. This will help me a little bit because I don't have any tinker's tools, and this kind of half covers that.
Is there like how-to guides?
Is there how-to guides or engineering 101?
Yeah, there's a couple of like, I mean, Volgear managed to find a couple of books about like about ships and things like that, like the ship that you currently are in. If you want to make an investigation check, Cyrus, you can find anything that kind of suits your needs.
Okie dokie. That is a 16.
16 is more than enough. Yeah, you spend a little bit of time. It probably is priced at about, let's call it, like 400 shits. You find a like a kind of like generic catch-all ship engines for dummies kind of style like book, and it's like, so you're having problems with your ship engine, like, is it not starting? Like, lots of flow diagrams.
God, it's like the Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cyrus will buy one of those.
Yep. It'll help you. It basically enables you to like continue studying your engineering even if you're not like on board the ship. Kind of the same as like Volgear's book that he bought.
I'm just gonna call it Engineering 101 for Dummies.
I like the idea Volga's just reading this book, has no idea what it's doing.
Yeah.
To him.
Well, right now you're studying your silver cylinders.
Before they go back to the ship, Astra wants to find somewhere, if there is anywhere that sells cookies, like freshly made cookies.
Okay. In
So I
this
planned all along, I just
station,
forgot it.
make an investigation check.
I'm looking
Cyrus,
for
I need your
Astra-
help in this one.
An astral bakery.
No.
That's what you want to find.
Not the most common thing.
I'll help you, so
Sure.
roll twice.
Get advantage.
Curiosity, are you looking for carrot cake?
Ooh, if they do carrot cake, Cyrus might pick up one.
17. They don't have like a regular stall, but it looks like another ship has like docked here potentially. You see that there's like kind of like you don't find anything really in the marketplace. But there is a there's like a little kind of like extension of where their docking port is, and like a little impromptu kind of like stand set up, and you see it's called Out of This World Bakes. And there's this like little quite short human man running it. He probably stands only about like 5'3", 5'4", like very short for a human man. Making me feel better about my.
I was about to say, but I was like, he can control the world. Let's not.
But yeah, so yeah, you see he's running it, and you kind of come over, and it's like, hi, you alright there? You just looking for what are you looking for? And you see he's got like a little stand up. He's got little confectioner's treats kind of all over. He's got like ice fingers. You see like a few like cakes, things like that. And as you get closer, it becomes very apparent that they're all, for your passive perception, they're all illusionary. And he's like, oh, you like this? He's like, and you see like there's like wait times next to the prices. Of, like he will make it fresh, like maybe he doesn't get enough business to have like freshly baked goods ready on the fly,
Do you have any cookies?
Yeah, I can do cookies. Yeah, they don't even take that long. I've got them. I've got dough just frozen at the back, so it just can go straight in the oven. Should only take about maybe 40 minutes, half an hour.
Cyrus, did you want carrot cake?
What about carrot cake?
Make me an investigation check on your own, Cyrus. See if this man packed carrots.
No.
Ooh, you'll never guess. I just sold out of my last carrot cake. You wouldn't believe. Only had enough for one.
You get back and Days is just there eating a carrot cake. He's like, damn it.
How many cookies you want?
How many is there of us?
You expect any of us to get any of them? I assume that Barros will eat the bag. Go for like.
Eat the bag as in the entire bag, or eat the bag like he's a goat and he just like.
Eating it like a sandwich, smushing the bag and just. How much is it per cookie?
Oh, it depends on how many you order.
20.
I could do it probably like 2,000.
So.
I'm assuming you want just like chocolate chip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? It's for a good cause. Sure.
I'll give half. You give half.
Sure, that'll do.
Yeah, he
That's a chance for 20 cookies.
takes the transfers. He's like, all right, and this is your pager, and he hands you a little small kind of like iPhone-sized device, and you see it has Out of This World Bakes, like very stylized on the side. He's like, but it starts blinking and vibrating. That's how you know that they're good to collect.
Great, you can hold on to that.
You see he like puts a little like "be right back" sign on his stall, and he goes into his ship. And the smell as the ship door opens, this like waft of freshly baked goods like fills the immediate vicinity. And you see a few people like turn their heads and look over, a few sniffled noses. And then the ship door closes, and they like, let's go back to what they were doing, like not having time to social where it's coming from. But yeah. Meanwhile. Barros, you take off after Days, who slipped out.
Yeah.
You find Dave's not far down the kind of like corridor docking bay, where she is standing at a stall called Out of This World Bakes, and she's picking up a whole carrot cake, which you think would probably be suited for probably maybe about 12 people, you would estimate. And he's like,
Oh no, she's comfort eating.
There you
she's
go.
Going to comfort eat.
Yep, just got it baked fresh this morning, just like you asked from yesterday. I hope you have a nice party. Yeah, me too. And she takes the cake box it's in, and then she turns to a dragon who's flying 5 foot above her, and she was like, "Can you? How am I supposed to sling anything over your horns when you're that high up? You need to come down. That's not fair. You can't be that." And then you see she jumps like a bunny rabbit, and she hooks the bag around the dragon's horn, and you hear him interconic speaking, but do not understand his panicked groans and complaints as they ring out. And then she pats him on the tummy from the side and says, "Well, at least one of us is happy." And she just walks forward towards the marketplace. And she's maybe about like 20, 30 foot ahead of you, but like talking line must be heard.
Yeah, I'll catch up and be like, "Hey, wait a minute, carrots."
Not my name, but all right.
I mean, neither's Devil Boy, but it sticks. Anyway, I saw that you didn't grab breakfast. Let me buy it, you, yeah?
It's fine. I've got a little baked good, going continental.
You can have that later. Let me buy you breakfast and I'll get you a drink. Need a word about something.
Sure.
Then you can go on about your little shopping trip.
Fair enough. Long night, I think, is the best place to get a drink around here. I don't know if they do food, actually. I didn't ask yesterday.
Sure. That'll do.
She kind of like leads you because she knows where she's going. And I don't know if I think you were there yourself, weren't you?
I think we all met eventually.
Yeah, you met there. So you kind of recognize the route she's taking you, and you recognize the name of the bar as well. And you kind of like come in and you see
You've never bought a drink there, but you've drank Cyrus's.
You see there's a different bartender on shift than there was yesterday. There is this like elven woman behind the bar, just kind of like there. She looks like she's like just doing the morning prep. She's like cutting up lots of fruits and things like that. As you kind of like come in the door and you see like not a soul in the place.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll go up and be like, "Excuse me, do you do food at this time?"
Yeah, well, I can get you some food. Let me get you some menus. Do you want to have a seat, or you need the bar, or what's the plan?
Just bring out something. You're vegetarian, right?
Yeah.
Bring out something vegetarian, fruit, berries, anything like that, and a couple of ales.
Sure, it's our breakfast menu in a minute. I'll get you some stuff. And she pops away in the back. And pops back out again briefly after. Kind of like fills you both up a couple of mugs of eel. And then goes like, kind of looks around, goes like, "I'm just going to go check the food, and then I'll be 2 minutes." And she just like heads back in. It seems like she's kind of like on her own. She comes back out maybe about like, 5 minutes later. With 2 plates, both stacked high with very fluffy looking pancakes, both covered in like a lovely like berry like compote. You see that there is like raspberries, blueberries, blackberries all there, reduced down with sugar, and they are like a big oozing like syrup as well, kind of like all over them. And like she puts it in front of you like a roll up like paper disposable napkin, and the cutlery is like all like disposable as well. So it's all basically like plastic, basically.
Yeah.
And yes, she puts it all down with the eels. And you can see you're like just basically running up a tab. Like she'll just get you billed in. Deez is quiet unless you speak to her.
Yeah, I think the first thing I'll do is I'll cut my pancakes in half and then slide half of them into a dragon.
You hear him exclaim in excitement as the dragon who looked so mopey and depressed that no one had included him. And I was going to touch on it later on, whenever he was left out as you guys were both eating. He like gargles himself with happiness as he consumes the pancakes rapidly, making quick work.
I didn't want to take up too much of your time. I know we've not really spent much time together other than, the ship stuff, but I wanted to ask you a favor, and you owe nothing to me, but you're an amalgamate lieutenant. I assume you have access to dossiers, files, stuff like that via your hollow strap. Kind of standard filing system. Just wanted to know if you could check up on a couple of bird folk.
Make me a persuasion check. I will give you advantage because you agreed to buy her breakfast.
Immediately disadvantage once she realizes it's anything to help Atlas.
24.
Alright, I can give it a look, I suppose. Won't hurt. What's their names, or where were they last seen, or are they missing?
They were last seen in prison, in the Unscapable, under the Moreau family.
Ah, so Little Birdie's family are in this as well.
Less involved, more, they got caught in the net.
You see, she searches the name Moreau. There are 4 hits on her search function. You see that there is one, the big wanted Atlas Moreau one, it's like red background, high priority target, that kind of thing. She looks at the others. They all have a orange coloration to them. She clicks on one of them. Looks like Atlas's dad. Starts reading it a little bit, and you see that the way the holostrap is projected, you can't really make out much of the wording. It's almost like looking looking with glasses on. It's like a blurs to your eyes. Probably some kind of security feature.
Yeah.
She's like, well, they're not in the inescapable anymore, if that helps.
It does. They technically were on a diplomatic mission. Just wanted to know if they've been deported. If they're off the Umphalis.
Yeah, they've been trialed and basically found guilty of aiding in a prison break from the inescapable, namely you guys. Also, there's a log here that the entire Moreau family have suspected traitor, terrorist links, and thus need to be treated with extreme caution. They've basically been ordered on a deportation, but because of the ongoing draconic war, no ship is willing to take them that direction. So instead, they're being deported to Pugna.
Right.
Don't know if you know Pugna. That's the planet where all the giants and Minotaur are from. The one where, strength is might and all that, and, we watch them from above and, stop them from learning how to fly, because if they do, it'll kill us all. Little bird thing like that, give it 30 seconds where a head gets ripped off. That's not a joke. I've seen shit down there. I did a term there.
You've not met Atlas's mother.
Maybe she'll be alright then. If she got a, bit of might behind her, I mean, maybe. But, a little... Well, if it was like the one you have, 30 seconds. Like a nature documentary.
Into a bear.
Well, it's good to know. I appreciate it. Right, that's pretty much all I wanted you for. Try not to get too upset at the rest of the crew. They're mean. Atlas is mean, but the rest of them, they're alright. Atlas can be alright when she's not trying to be mean.
It's fine. I've been hazed before.
My little owl ears are burning.
I think even I thought that was too far, and well, I'm a pirate.
Yeah. First week of boot camp, I got held down in my bed and had the shit beaten out of me with socks full of soap. all because I asked if, like, what gave ships lift, you know? Apparently asking questions is a bad thing, so they decided to take the shit out of me. To be fair, the drill sergeant was a bit of a knob. He made us all do push-ups for me asking a stupid question, but I thought it wasn't smart. I think he said it was stupid because he didn't know the answer.
I mean, that sounds pretty fun. I mean,
Getting
I once
beaten
got
with soap and socks, not fun. I cracked a rib.
sometimes you gotta crack a few eggs, huh?
I don't think
was-
that saying applies.
I don't know.
Are you? Unless you're
was-
suggesting you're gonna use my ribs to bake bread or cake? I don't know.
I think it's omelets in the saying. Right?
I once got put in a bag and thrown off the ship for a few days, with like some rope.
Oh. In the Expanse? How did you not die?
Oh, they give me a suit.
Oh. That's still fucked up.
Oh, I mean, they were my best friends for a little while, and then there was the the mutiny, and then I found myself with no ship. But this stuff happens. But yeah, try not to get offended. Too bad. It's not personal. I think they're all going through it. They're all terrorists now, according to the amalgamate, which I think is probably a little bit of a shock to them.
Yeah, I can't imagine it's a great enjoyment of anybody.
And all this for trying to help, but sometimes that's just life.
It's just kind of what happens, isn't it? Like, whenever you find, sometimes you try your best. Sometimes, you may have good intentions or whatever, and shit just gets blown up in your face for a good reason. Just what happens.
Yeah, it is. I'm sure we'll find our way at some point. I mean, to be honest, I think we may even have to find a way of siding with the amalgamate if the squid boys find their way through to the Umphalos. Which
Yeah.
I'm not looking forward to. Mainly because of my granddad, but everything else, it's just messy. But maybe wherever we go, we can find some answers.
Good hope. But I guess we'll have to see what happens, I mean, right now, the ship will be repaired by the end of the day? Are we leaving the night, or?
I mean, to be honest, I don't think we even had a plan. Just get out of here, but...
Yeah, Volker said you wanted to go to a squaw, but said there was no real reason behind that, but you wanted to basically see family of someone, but it sounds like the family you're looking for might be going the other way.
Yeah, we may
If you're quick, you might even catch them. They've still not left the Umphalos yet. They're being, putting that at last note, they have just had flight approval given. They're being held in one of the holding cells near the OSEC docks.
Wants to do piracy.
Yeah, to be honest, we just wanted to get out, get safe, be able to fly the Expanse without a gun up our ass. But now that we kind of have that, then maybe it's time to discuss where we're really going. And there's nothing on score for us. I think we were hoping to get there and wait for Atlas's family, but if they're on Bogna, then who knows? Maybe we got some thinking to do. Maybe we got to find a reason.
Yeah. I mean, there's all those friends you made along the way. They're like Bogna, I think.
True. I think it's just It's real messy. And hopefully we can kind of just find our way through.
Yeah.
And you're welcome to join us, you know. If you want to, that is. Be surprised if you do.
What's your passive insight, Barros?
14.
Okay. As you say that, like, I can't think of a reason why you'd want to. You notice she looks at her hollow strap, and, like, her shoulders kind of, like, slouch a little bit before she, like, looks down at her drink and, like, takes a big gulp, like, and, like, trying to correct herself again. Yeah, I'll think about it. I think I'm with you for now. I don't think dumping me at a random station just waiting for, you know, our ride home is going to be easier than, you know, I mean, you seem to attract trouble.
Oh, I am trouble. But doesn't mean we can't have fun.
Sure. Well, I'm gonna finish this drink. The pancakes were actually quite good. And then I think I'm just gonna have a little, like, explore around the station, see what else there's to see. Mostly it's off limits.
I'll pay up the tab and then we'll go have a word with our favorite bird.
Fair enough. I'm, yeah. Yeah. She, like, just kind of finishes off her eel. Gets up. Thanks for breakfast. Not often a guy buys you food and, you know, just wants to talk. Weird. And then she goes to leave.
Yeah. At the moment, I'm still trying to get in Cyrus's pants.
Oh, really? Oh, I can help with that.
Sorry, you misunderstand. I literally want his physical pants. It really winds him up, and it's the funniest shit when he wakes up and I'm wearing his pants.
She, like, looks at you, cocks an eyebrow, in that time frame as well, and then goes, right.
She thinks this is a weird sex thing.
Well, my old wingman was a satyr, so it's like I'm used to it, you know.
We do weird trick things. Nobody understands. I don't even understand, but I find it funny.
Yeah, I think Fae have a little a different view on the world than the rest of us.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, I'm part Fae, I think.
I mean, everyone can be a little bit part Fae if they want to be.
I feel like you don't understand how. No.
I was making a sex joke.
I understood that. Believe it or not, I got that.
Oh, fair enough. Listen, at the end of the day, my life goal is just to explore the world and have a bit of fun. That's all I was put on there for. Yes, I get into trouble. Yes, I'm now a terrorist, but I had fun doing it, you know? Doesn't mean I'm a bad guy. I just get myself into trouble a little bit. We'll blame the Fae, blame who I am, but yeah, maybe everybody needs a little bit of Fae in them.
Are you stereotyping yourself? I don't understand. I'm just gonna. I got shopping to do. I'm gonna. And Beryl, you would know the Haragon are native to Lush, but they're not true Fae. They'd be still technically humanoids, as opposed to, like, full Fae.
Barros is giving me Zangief vibes from Wreck-It Ralph. Just because you're a bad guy
does not mean you are a bad guy.
I'll pay the tab.
And that's good.
I'll pay the tab, and then as I'm leaving, I'll just say, "Listen, all I'm saying is maybe you should give in to your face side once in a while."
I'll think about it. Yeah, it costs you 600 chits for a light breakfast and a couple of drinks.
And I'll head back to the ship.
Yep. Meanwhile, back at the ship, anything Atlas or Volgear want to get up to in the meanwhile?
But
Atlas-
he's tinkering in his room.
Atlas hasn't seen Volgir for several hours because she's just laid on Tawa's back, fully ranting of just like, and then they say I'm mean. Like, I haven't been throwing myself at protecting them at every fucking corner. Like, I haven't putting myself in harm's way. You make one little joke.
I think you see
Arr,
Gear just appear in the door frame for like 30 seconds at one point.
She's like gone such level of rant, she's like returning to like her first language of Druidic, so like it doesn't even make sense. Like,
I
not
don't
even to
understand.
Just like speaking in tongues, laid on his back, staring at the ceiling.
Tawa's like gone to sleep.
And
Or
just
like
at some point
two
you-
heads have gone to sleep and the goat head is just like nodding sympathetically but not paying attention at all. Eyeing
just
a
see Volgir's
plant out
head.
the corner of his eye, like, could I eat that without her noticing?
Volgear's just lurking in the door.
It's just Volgir
Just, like,
just
doing. He just lurks and he does some like when you look at something and you don't want to get close to it, so you like measure from a distance, scaling. based
Numbers
on other
start
things in
appearing
the room.
around Volgear's head. Yeah.
And then retreats back to the.
carry the two.
He is going to have spent a good while trying and work something, keep him as far or know where this thing is.
Astra and Cyrus. Anything else you want to do? Is heading back to the ship with your. I mean, you can wait around for your baked goods, and the page will go off after some time.
Sure, probably wait.
Do you want to get a drink or something? Like, are we just gonna stand here and wait for the cookies to be ready? I mean, we could go to the bar. It's only down the platform.
Barris, I swear, always having to resort to alcohol. Can you not just be with yourself for like 20
You
minutes?
look like a goat.
I think you have some of this hair on you, to be fair.
Fine, I'll go to the bar by myself.
Okay.
Okay. Cyrus goes to the bar. Cyrus, you catch Beros leaving. Daze is still in there. When you arrive, she's like sat at the bar. You got like a plate scraped clean in front of her. Beros' plate's currently being cleared away, as is hers, and she's still got like a little bit left in her mug, her glass. See, she's still in that like big leather jacket she's got, like long like cargo pants.
Cyrus will probably wave to Beros.
You can bump into Beros right at the door, like in front, like.
Oh,
Oh, Cyrus! How you doing?
Beros. Just getting a drink.
Oh, are you now? Coincidence meeting with the bunny rabbit. I get you,
I
big man.
didn't know she was
I'll-
going to be here.
I'll slap Cyrus's ass, wink at him, and walk away. I'll leave you two alone.
I must not murder my friends. I must not murder my friends. I must not murder my friends. Goes into the bar.
Yeah. You see the
What
bunny
is
rabbit's
it?
ear twitch a little bit as you mutter to yourself.
Ale, please.
Sure thing, lad.
Sits at the bar.
Starts racking up a tab for you. 200 chits for the eel. It's not very good eel. It's like drinkable.
Drink.
You're silently drink with holding the pager in one hand, while assumedly Astra waits at the bakery.
Cyrus will probably like set the engineer's guide on the bar and like open it with one hand while drinking with the other, slowly starting to read.
Yeah, you start reading it, like kind of going through it, like checking what you already know, like checking you're doing it right, realizing you probably picked up some bad habits. It's like never ever, like whenever rebooting an engine, never ever like interact with the panel when the engine's in a boot state, and your mind like flickers back to, like the Star Wars Serenade, and you see him there. It's like, now look, people will tell you not to do this, but this is how I do it. All right, like. It's like one minor shock can be fatal, like that whole like thing.
Why did Griandus keep that? Not Griandus.
Griandus?
Yes.
Galadrius.
Some
Keep that
awful
ship
ships from another
flying.
world.
You fuck off, spicy leaf dragon. This is not your time.
We killed you once and we'll do it again.
But wait till we're level 20. I'm not
I was
ready.
about to say, not at
I'll
all.
do it now. As long as he doesn't bring any minions.
Or dragons.
Or dragons.
Brings
or
the entire
Tiamat.
volcano.
Yeah. That's basically what Cyrus is going to spend his time doing. He's not going to go out of his way to interact with anybody. He's just reading his book, drinking his ale. No.
What do you mean? Nothing.
Don't make me bring him out again with his 28 AC.
Abia, you
That's
girl.
the ball.
Daze has very little interest in talking to you, and after
This
she
is a
finishes her drink,
terrible
she
date.
leaves.
It's
Going
not a
so
date, he's just
badly.
like, she just happens to be here. I'm doing my own thing.
I feel like after a while, Astra gets bored and comes up because he realized he took the friggin' beeper with him, and then walks
She's
into.
at the stall. She will know when the cookies are done.
What if he refuses to
He
give
wants
them
get the
to
beeper
her?
back.
Refuses
Please
to
show
give
me
them to her
your
without the beeper. She's like, these could be anyone's cookie.
She doesn't want that fuck. It was like, okay, here's your cookies. Where's the beeper? To the bar. She'll probably walk in and see like the obvious distance between them, like. It's so awkward.
There's like no
So
music in the
awkward.
bar. It's like a Weatherspoons. There's no atmosphere. It's like
I'm
it's
sorry,
like
are you
9
saying
a.m.
Weatherspoons doesn't have an atmosphere?
Weatherspoons is not an atmosphere at 9 a.m. No.
Weatherspoons has an atmosphere. It's called spoons.
At 9 a.m. it just has you just hear honk from the 60-year-olds that already drink.
To remove panel 37, look for the B-type screwdriver. Picks up the multi-tool, starts flicking through it.
Cyrus. She
Realizes
fucking-
has A, C, and D, but no B.
It doesn't have a B.
It's got an 8 though. There's no 8 screw that you can see.
Panel 37 is gonna have to be fine. Turns to
Bits and
page.
pieces.
The multi-tool is good, but it only opens certain panels. So let's hope the other panels will be fine.
Do you have the beeper?
I thought you had the beeper. Did I not give it to you?
No, you stormed off for alcohol, but I chastised you on your need for alcohol.
I don't. It's just a way to pass the time. Jesus, who are you, my mother? Hands her the beeper.
Could be, you don't know.
You both feel an arm on either one of your shoulders, and like whenever you look towards each other, you see there's a bunny head in between you, and she goes like, "You guys are really cute. Bye," and then she leaves.
I like everyone's insistence on putting Cyrus on dates.
Cyrus just drinks his ale.
Maybe we should.
I'm
practice
just
so
waiting.
People stop doing this, and then Astra just leaves.
Ryan, I'm just waiting for you to get back to the ship.
Have to
Go.
be-
I open panel 40, and Harry goes, roll a d10 to see if you can actually
you have the
open it with a tool.
I'm sorry. Did Astra just say maybe you should find someone so people stop doing this?
Yeah. The bartender like leans over and goes like, "Ooh, that was rough."
Yeah. I'll take a whiskey, please.
And in
Sure
case
thing,
you were
honey.
curious, Cyrus, it doesn't work because the only person who who's been commonly called my friend is Harry. Everyone else, they're like a relationship. The second I'm with Harry, they're like your friend.
Yeah, but you order a whiskey, your tab increases, while Astra heads back towards the bakery as the buzzer begins to go off. Upon getting there, the doors are open. You smell that like brief scent of like beautiful like fresh baked goods, and yeah, like a lovely little takeaway box has been done up. It's like folded like cardboard with like lovely little like bows kind of tied to it as well, and it's got like the logo kind of across it. Out of this world across the thing. Takes me back, or he's taking payment and gives you the cookies. He's like inside. He tells you that there is actually 24. He did 2 Beaker's dozens and then he got hungry.
Vibe.
Thank you.
Still 4 more than you requested for no extra cost. And yeah, you are cookied up. They are a mixture because you didn't ask for a flavor. They are kind of like they're like the big like Subway cookies, like the big wide ones. And there's like a variety of flavors. There like chocolate, white chocolate, some like just like plain. Others with like rainbow sprinkles through them. One is topped with just like icing, like just to give it like a little icing top. One's like been dipped in chocolate in one half. Yeah, it's a good little selection of biscuits.
I should probably messages Cyrus like cookies are ready if you're done drinking, and then we'll go back to the ship with cookies.
Cyrus pays 700 chits for his eel and whiskey, and yeah, and you head back towards the ship. And as you all kind of like reconvene, Barros, you head back to the ship as well. Sure. So as you all reconvene the ship, we're gonna take a little break. We'll be right back. And we're back. You are all aboard the Chimera. Your ship. Currently, Diaz and a Dragon are still off the ship, but Sunshine is present. Pardon me, Sunshine is present. You'll kind of trickle in one by one or two by two. Probably various outings. Barros, your nostrils flare with excitement.
Should probably hands behind her back like, okay, these are not all just for you, but you can have the majority. That's like
Barrow just starts floating in the very cartoon pie smelling way where he follows the trail
Like
of
following the
cookies.
waft.
Like flying.
Yeah.
No, you don't both fit in that bed.
Are you telling me on this godforsaken station you found biscuits?
found cookies. Freshly made cookies.
You see a single tear just roll down his face. Oh my god.
They are for everyone. Just
Oh no, of course, they are for everyone.
You can only have them after dinner.
What kind of tyranny run ship is
not
this?
that far.
Waiting till after dinner when they're fresh and hot now.
Okay, then you can have 2 now.
One is enough. I know when
Oh.
to savor my biscuits.
I give you the option of 2.
Just
Atlas, get that Chimera under control.
Like
What
fully
happened?
slam Sylvie's head into the radiator.
Oh god. They okay?
They seem fine. Can you hear them?
Nope.
My microphone's really good.
Like a dog fighting ring in here.
Don't say that, the FBI are watching.
FBI, we're not running a dog fighting ring. But viewers,
just
if you're
can't control
interested
their
in watching
situations.
anything like that, if you pay good money, we're open to like some kind of live streaming service. Guys, Jesus, fuck. Sylvie, don't body slam her like that.
I like how they're just
Hey,
half floating
hey.
in space, half not.
Oh, Jesus. Oh, no, do not.
My life is chaos.
Sorry, my chimera heads were just fighting quite viciously. Don't worry about it.
Where's the third?
Me. I'm the goat.
That makes a lot of sense.
Oh, we didn't get any milk.
Oh, you didn't.
It's fine, that's fine. I've got the.
Okay, we're good.
We've got the coffee cups holder. I'll just warm up something.
Make it. Is there condensed milk? Can you get condensed milk for ship travel?
Probably be powdered milk.
Yeah, powdered, you had water.
Do we have powdered milk?
Yeah, you probably
I
have
feel like
powdered
that'd be a
milk.
fairly standard.
You've got
ship
coffee creamer.
I'll be back in like 15 minutes. I'll run to the market and get some powdered milk.
Doesn't take long to acquire, and it doesn't take many shits either. Probably like 100 shits.
Yeah. Cyrus will return with the powdered milk.
Hey.
Yeah, Cyrus will have powdered milk. You'll have cookies and milk if you so wish.
Atlas is still, you know, laid on her chimera's back, ranting in Druidic.
Atlas, if you're done speaking gibberish, we got cookies and milk.
Atlas says something to you that you don't understand, but by the tone, you're pretty sure was an insult.
She doesn't want any cookies and milk. She's too busy being mean.
Atlas,
think-
Atlas, I know where your parents are. Hurry up, or I'll not tell you.
Hang on, I'ma just break up another dogfight here. Let me just
Sure, we'll probably put the makeup and the multi-tool in Cyrus's room, but also leave a note to Diaz saying like, "These
Sorry,
probably
we
aren't as
made
good
you
as what you
sad.
had. I'm sorry we made you sad, but these are just a little something." Smiley face, Astra. She would write A and just be like, not specific enough. Astra. And then just sort out the potions and herbalism kit and stuff.
Spend the rest of your day still acquiring all that stuff, like with the ingredients, like have a little play around. You would need to have proficiency to make an actual potion. That would be Atlas could do that if you could pull her away from her, incessant rambling.
Atlas will be pulled away from her incessant rambling to ask Barrels. Alright. What's the news?
So
Should
the
I
good
sit?
news is,
Please don't good news, bad news if at least some of my family are dead. Like,
no, not dead, no, much worse.
okay.
They're being sent on a little holiday to Pugna. You know, the planet of the giants and the minotaurs and everything else.
Can I
big,
do some kind of
muscly,
check to see how much Atlas knows about Pugna?
Do a little history check.
I imagine 9.
You know.
She knows it's where giants come from.
Yeah, I think you know about like Tinkerbell is from there and stuff, and like they left it, and there's definitely some kind of like blockade or something going on about it. You're not really sure the ins and outs.
Why are they sending them to the wrong planet? Is this racism
Well,
again?
No. Apparently, nobody's willing to go to Squaw through the Draconid space, so they're just sending them to the closest planet. That's not amalgamate.
Feels like racism or xenophobia.
No, Pugna is amalgamate, but it's locked down.
Yeah.
Technically, they're all part of the amalgamate races, but they're like seen as they don't have any seats in the council. They're more seen as like a lesser.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
kind of
Well-
it's kind of like exile, but I was speaking to the bunny, and she thinks that if we set off now, we could probably intercept the ship.
Sure, let's add piracy to the list of our crimes. I mean, you're already a pirate, so not to your list, but
Intercepting is probably a better bet than trying to get them off the planet from, how Tinkerbell described it.
Tinkerbell just described it as a shithole, which honestly could describe most planets, but
Yeah, but it's a shithole filled with giants. And we've seen how much damage Halberdan did to...
I
a
will
ship.
admit a giant shithole sounds rough.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so intercept the ship, grab my folks, make them also outlaws, drop them off home.
Fugitives.
Apparently, they're already connected. They got found guilty of aiding and abetting, and flagged up on the system as having ties with terrorist organizations.
I bet that's
the
going to be
fact
great
we-
for business.
The fact we caused a prison break and they have ties to you probably didn't...
I swear to God,
Swing
Sylvia,
in
I will
their
put you in
favor.
the crate. No! Hey! What if we just rehomed Sylvie? Hang on. Honestly, she's like half the size of her, but she's such a little firecracker. She just wants to fight.
That
She's lucky
doesn't sound like
Juno's
a
pulling her
no.
punches, because I'm pretty sure she could just like punt her into next week if she wanted to. Anyway, what were we saying?
She's on her best behavior. It's like, I do not want to be leaving again.
Okay, so, good to know that I have officially fucked up the lives of every single member of my family now. But, at least everyone's still alive, so it's fixable, right?
It's fixable. I mean,
Sure.
to be fair, like Square's not part of Amalgamate, so kind of that kind of rap sheet doesn't really affect them on Square. I don't think it is going to affect business that much.
We do a lot of business with the Amalgamate. Although less since pirates started taking so much wine. But regardless, if I can stop them getting, crushed by a giant, that's probably the best course of action. And at least if I could drop them off home, then that will be good. Won't have to tell Kalis that I screwed everything up. They can just tell him themselves.
Well, one bridge crossing at a time. Do we have any idea what kind of route they would be taking from the Amphalos to Pugna?
If
They've
only
not-
we had someone on board who knew a lot about the Amalgamate and how they worked, and how crossings worked, and ships worked, and...
Well, she might be back.
Well, if that's everything, I'm going to go back to speaking gibberish. Baros, things fixed. I believe.
The thing's fixed. What thing?
The thing just goes off to where Tewa is.
I think she means the cookie maker.
Huh?
She found some scrap parts and asked Greasy Phil to see if he could fix it. So I guess it's fixed now.
Barrett will go scrambling over to the cookie maker to see if it works.
You see where before was just like a blank tray
Now is a
component.
tray dripping with grease.
Yeah, you see a greasy CD tray basically before you, very wide, but like a double CD tray. And you enter the code and it dispenses out, and you see two round little divots, perfect for pouring in cookie dough or any kind of batter. Maybe pancakes would also work, you think. You see they're steaming hot.
Barros will go and find Atlas, say no words, and just give her a hug. Forcefully.
Muffled, irritated owl sounds.
In Druidic.
And she'll say, I do believe this now means that I am pledged to life to your service. Do with that as you wish. And he'll walk back up.
Gonna need to learn to make cookie dough or something to put in that.
I feel like Drew walks by like, I'm gonna try and figure out how to make potions. I know you kinda do already. So we hear broken
know.
glass. Don't shout at me.
Continue. I'm gonna meet George never sees the old dogs.
I'm sorry, they're assholes.
Yeah? What's the plan? What are you doing? What's the plan?
I'll probably turn around to everyone. Right, so, basically our little escapade this far has, technically been for nothing. So, we're going to scoot the ship around and head back to, the Unfollows, and hope we can catch up with the ship. Any problems with this?
I mean, the fact that they're getting sent to Pugna is kind of our fault, so I feel like we owe them that.
We need to get them safe home, at least.
Sure. Okay. Back to the Umphalos it is. Maybe maybe I can wave to my my grandfather from the ship.
Yeah, wouldn't advise it.
You'll never know. You might have forgiven me in all of this.
You have as much chance of that. It's me getting rid of that chimera.
Who knows? It's a strange world, and I have my cookie maker.
Cyrus will
That'll
brew
be-
himself a coffee and just sit down and start reading his engineering book.
You guys still have like a good 10 hours for the evening when your repairs will be finished off by Greasy Pete. In that time, Deez does come back aboard. You hear the sound of the lower cargo bay ramp being boarded, and then like hear like the familiar like sound of her coming up the stairs, and the Dragon's like flapping wings.
I'll go find a Dragon when I hear that.
A Dragon is drenched in dragon sweat. He's got like 4 bags stripped over him. He's like, I tried to jump. She jumped so high. Every time I flew up, she jumped higher again. Who would have thought her legs would be springs?
Well, why didn't you just stop jumping?
I was flying. She jumped to my height.
You don't look fine.
I'm flying. I was flying. I'm flying right now. I'm flying very low. The more she put on me, the harder it was to maintain altitude. He's flying with a foot off the ground, like his wings like.
Come on, let's go get you some food.
Oh,
No
thank
laws of
God.
physics.
All I've eaten is half a portion of berry pancakes that Barros gave me. And that was hours ago. It was 2 hours ago, to be precise.
That's hours.
I know, it was probably like 4 or 5, because she comes back later in the day.
I'll go take.
Alistair probably offers cookies.
Yeah.
These grabs her bags and belongings off her pack mule, and then she's gonna head up to her room.
Her room.
It's her room?
I'll go.
Her room now. She stayed there since she was on board.
I'll go feed a Dragon.
Oh, this is most delicious. He doesn't have thumbs, so he eats like a dog.
And then I'll keep. Oh, sorry, didn't cut out reading.
Keep reading. Cool. We were all in suspense there for what you're gonna keep doing.
It's cutting out.
I guess Vulgar's just reading for us today. Anyone else doing anything in particular?
She's just trying to figure out the herbalism stuff.
Yep. It's gonna take you a good bit of time. I think based on the tool rules I made up, it'll be like 30 days. So you're looking like a good month of like,
Okay.
practicing and like, losing it. And having herbalism is like,
Yeah.
it's about like, being able to identify like, suitable herbs and ingredients as well, what you need.
I'd say any downtime Astra has, she's probably doing that.
And the good thing is like a lot of your travel is downtime. So like if you're just if we're just flying through space all day, that's a day of downtime. So it helps add to your stuff.
Yeah, I think Cyrus is just going to spend the evening reading. Whenever he starts to get tired, he'll stop.
Cool. So you probably got like good days worth of reading in as this Volgear. And I'll say probably
Okay, I'll
Astra
move on
gets in
to
a
my-
day of practicing herbalism kit if you want to make all like a note of like 1 of 30 used.
I'll move on to trying to think of ways of tracking this bloody thing that I want to stay far away from.
So would that put me on 15 days of training as engineer? Because I already had 14 under my belt.
Was that including your travel so far with on this ship?
No.
So you also have some from this ship as well.
It's like an extra 2. How long have we been on the ship?
You've been flying for like 5 days.
Oh, okay. 20 days! Training! Yay!
Yeah, technically you're gaining a day because you're not flying today, so you would normally get the experience, but because you have the book, then you do. Same with Volgir. Actually, never mind, because Volgir's reading his cylinders.
Yeah, which very, very take 5 years to get there.
Oh yeah, they're slow.
They are a
You'll
slog.
get there eventually.
I'm at 78 hours of 1600.
But what did they give you when it's done?
I have no idea.
They take his soul.
Because as far as I can tell, they're a custom item.
Correct.
They give you all the knowledge of the things that you're reading about.
Harry just goes, I finished reading it. You are now a wizard.
You are now a wizard. Level
All your
1.
levels have changed to wizard levels.
Yeah, just change it now.
Dragon
right
is now a pseudo dragon.
Those are great though. We love those. Fairy dragons. It's a love-hate relationship.
At what part do I wait? How much is this?
More like a hate relationship.
At what
Love to
point
hate
can I
him.
get rid of someone? Every 230 hours.
Yep.
I can get rid of one out of my back. Oh, I'm not even a seventh of the way through. Oh, sometimes.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, unless there's anything else you want to do, the day will just pass.
Plays well.
Take some downtime.
Hey,
We've been
do
doing a
indeed.
lot.
Get some pretty well-earned downtime. Probably quite appreciated by some of you. And yeah, your ship, by the evening time, Greasy Phil comes around and is like, hey, good news, your ship's all ready to rumble. It's all fixed up and sprightly, you know, like a ship should be.
We love you, Gracie Phil.
Okay, I've taken my payment in advance. So, that's all you got from me. Good luck out there.
I feel like we're gonna need it.
Yeah, he's repaired your engines, your hull, and your helm all to full. So the Chimera is back in prime condition.
With a few patches of grease here and there.
You walk into that engine room, it's slick wall to wall.
It's like Greasy
Just
Phil
slip
rubbed Vaseline all over
slide.
himself and tried to be a slug up the walls.
You step into the room, it's like
Slip
shit,
and
shit, shit,
slide.
shit.
It's like that video game. It's like that game you play when you're really bored, and it's just like you can
Where
only go
you
from edge
lube
to
yourself
edge,
up in Vaseline
edge
and
to
wriggle.
edge. No, you can only go from edge to edge. So you go in there and you suddenly go from one side to the other, and you have to go wall to wall. You can't get anything in the middle. You just slide straight across again.
You're like that fucking clip of the guy where he slips on the ice and he's just like jogging on the spot for a while.
But yeah, your
Probably
ship
going to get
is
a,
good to
a
go.
bucket and water and start cleaning up grease.
That's the best thing about grease. Water does nothing against it.
You need salt.
Or fairy liquid.
You gotta soak it up. Or yeah. Cut it.
Invent fairy liquid. We can all retire.
I mean, soap of any kind works, but you know, fairy liquid's the best.
Just like a dustpan.
Sponsored by Fairy Liquid.
Scoop it up.
Barry, would I know if there's any way of traveling the Expanse in a day that doesn't just move one sector, or is that just like the limit set as rules?
Bigger ships with bigger engines can definitely jump further. And your ship can do it, but it does suffer damage when it does. Because the drive needs time to recharge.
We need upgrades.
Why do I get the feeling
Upgrades,
we're going to end
people,
up Russian
upgrades.
doling this? We're going to have a ship and a ship and a ship and a ship.
No, we need super juice. We need that NOS.
There's also, I mean, make me an Arcana check.
Ooh, 12.
Okay. You are currently in the Nova Arcane system. You are aboard the Sentinel Station. But around you, there are arcane Ethereum wells. If anything was going to make your ship go quick, you think raw, cut Ethereum would be enough to give it a good boost. But they are all held by amalgamate, mining facilities, like harvesters.
No.
It
an
may
option.
be worth a thought later on if we want to steal untapped wells, but at
Right
the
now, we're
moment-
working on stealing some owlin.
Yeah, let's not pick a fight with the amalgamate when we're already going to pick a fight with the amalgamate later.
You gotta pick your battles, and all of them are
Yeah.
with the amalgamates.
It is, if you look at the map as well, it's a bit confusing because you'd think going closer to the eye would make it like a shorter distance to jump, but as you get closer to the eye, there's a lot more interference that kind of fucks with star shifting. So the further away you are, actually, the more distance you kind of cover. But you can slingshot around planets and things like that, but it's negligible in regards to traveling a whole sector at a time. But if you wanted to make a run and catch up with someone who's leaving the Omphalos, say, tomorrow, if you're leaving tonight, you probably want to look at doing a couple of jumps in a row, maybe. Otherwise, you're going to be chasing them the whole way.
So do we know where Pugna is?
Pugna is in the Vespera Australis system to the southwest. The red one. Surrounded by space. But from what she told you, she said that they were still waiting on a ship and they'd probably be leaving in the next 24 hours. So you imagine tomorrow. It's the evening time right now. So you could jump to here tonight. But then you have to wait 24 hours to jump to here. So by then, they might have already gone this direction, Then you're paying catch up.
I mean, how badly is it gonna damage the ship? Because, we just got it fixed, so...
Yeah, but if your engines suffer enough damage, then your speed gets reduced.
Doesn't affect your starshift drive, though. That affects your, actual movement in the Expanse, but you can still, for the shift is almost like a massive layer of, energy. If your engines are, dead, yeah, you can't shift, but, if they have at least one hit point, you can still shift, and it doesn't affect the overall speed. It's not like it reduces your distance of shifting because you're going light speed. So it's like
I'm just getting the feeling that it's just Harry's just gone. You've survived. You've got away. Now, surprise, motherfuckers. Go back.
I'm not making you anything. You asked what's happened, and other things are happening in the background. You don't have to go for Atlas's parents. No one said you had to. I didn't even. You were the ones who asked where they were going.
Yeah, but she'll be upset with us if we don't help them. And her brother might kill us for.
I mean, you could also try to buy Ethereum here.
We do not have the casheroni for that.
Probably safe to assume.
We could ransom days.
Well,
We could ask these about their routes, because maybe they're taking a standard route, whereas we could try and cut a few corners here and there.
When we first entered the sector, did we not see some wells that weren't being mined, or are we talking about the wormhole?
The wormhole was not being mined. No. But there were wells near the wormhole. Like, you could, like, rob it and then try to break away with the wormhole. But the wormhole won't take you out of this sector, unfortunately. Unless you do something to fuck with it, I guess. But then it could take you somewhere completely different.
I vote we ask Days about the standard routes. Work out where we could cut them off and possibly do a couple of jumps and fuck up the Chimera a bit.
I'm against fucking up the ship. Just on principle. You know, if we do too much damage to it and the amalgamate catch us, remember, if and when we get to your parents, we're gonna need to be able to get away from them. That'll also increase our bounty. Like, I get it. We need to act quickly, but we need to be smart about this.
Well then, you better go ask your girlfriend if there's a way to sneak around them.
I don't have a good rapport with her. Maybe Astra or Barros should go. Barros was able to talk to her about your parents before.
I don't care who talks to her. I just think we can all agree that I am not the person to send.
I think that's a
Speaking
fair
of, I'm gonna
assumption.
get started on dinner. And Atlas will go get started on dinner.
Sure. Atlas goes to get started on dinner.
Pop's a lot free
As
this
there's a
time.
as there's a silence, eerie silence.
Cyrus will go upstairs into the medical bay, knocking on the door for him as he enters.
You go into the medical bay. There's no one in there.
Where's Astra?
Oh, is Astra in the medical bay?
Astra's ruffians.
I thought Astra was.
Oh, was
Yeah, I
she?
thought you guys were all together, like chatting.
I thought Astra was still in the medical bay because she hadn't spoken in a while. Astra, do you want to go and ask Diaz about what route the transport would take, or?
You want me to go ask Diaz about potential piracy?
Oh, fuck it, I'll do it. I'm a pirate anyway. What you gonna do?
It's more rescue mission than, I mean, yes, piracy technically, but we're stealing people, not valuables. Although people, I suppose, can be valuables.
They're valuable to me.
Yeah, I get that.
I mean, I can ask her. Maybe I can see if we can swing by the district where her dad went missing. Maybe that'll convince her.
Yeah, sure, do that. It's a good idea.
Get me a cookie. Oh, make it two actually.
Go and get to.
The only risk you run, Barros, is if we swing by a district and there's just a grating hulk, big hulk of a ship that's destroyed.
Well, at least then she'll know what happened to her father.
I don't think she wants to know.
Astra puts an extra 3
Truly.
someplace. I give those to Diaz.
They
Here
were
you
4 days anyway. Like, God. But I'm
Well,
going
then-
to eat the fuck it.
well, then
I'm going to eat the free cookies that you were going to give the days, and then those 2 original ones are going to days.
Just take the
Astra's
cookies and
not
Just for
go.
your-
17,
just
don't
for
you
your-
believe you?
Just for your assumption.
To be fair, I do feel like, you would be like, yeah, for days, and then you would get to her door and be like, where did the cookies go?
Just
I was
standing there with
assuming
an
you were going to be
empty
like, would you like a cookie while you eat one yourself?
That's why I asked for 2 cookies.
Yeah, well, go. You've got the cookies now. Go and ask her. Time is of the essence here.
Yeah, I'm gonna like start stuffing one of the cookies into my face as I turn around to Astra. Fine, I'm going. And I'll go knock on for Days.
Yep, you knock on. You hear, yeah, who's there?
It's Barros. It's purely business. I'm not here to see how you're feeling.
Oh, Barros, I thought you were Barry.
Sure, come in. Or
So
unlocks when you
Yeah.
open.
I just wanted to ask you about the best route about getting to Phalos, and when, if by any chance you know the route, the standard route that the prisoner ship would take.
You look up and you see Deves is sat on her bed with her legs crossed, a half-eaten carrot cake to her right, a tub of ice cream in her crotch, a big spoon she's stolen from the kitchen there, as this half pint of ice cream has been fully eaten. And her hollow strap is not on her wrist, it's propped up against one of her boots on the bed, and you see it's just like playing some kind of video as you come in, and she just like turns it off.
I don't suppose this means that you would want any cookies.
Sure, I could make an ice cream sandwich.
Sure, 2 cookies. And I'll count them out.
Yeah. She takes them, she puts the ice cream between, squishes it between.
The rest of the cookies. Oh, good idea.
Brain freeze.
Do you think it's worse for Aragon because they got the big bunny teeth?
Oh,
Extra
Great.
surface area for the.
Sorry, I wasn't really listening, I was watching videos. What do you want?
Oh, we're going to do piracy.
Oh, really?
And we need your help.
Make me a persuasion check, Barrels.
why did we send Barrows?
Should it be any better?
18.
I mean, you could say vulgar, you'll just never find out what was said.
Piracy against who?
Technically the amalgamate, but you can think of it more as a rescue mission. You know as well as I that sending those birds to Pugner is basically a death sentence.
I thought you said her mom was tough.
They're bird folk. Like, against the giant?
Yeah, hollow bones. Sure.
We'll try not to kill anyone and stuff. We just need the birds off the ship.
She pulls up her hollow strap, she rolls it back over, puts it back on her wrist. Enters a few codes and pulls up a map of the Expanse. You see the eye glowing in the middle, you see Uri lit up, you see Carius Nebula lit up, you see Vespero Australis, Pseudonym, you see the front line, like an actual up-to-date front line, like almost like battle map. She taps Uri, she taps Vespero Australis, and she goes like, the most common travel route between the Omphalos and Vespero Australis follows the main ring before connecting up. Takes about 8 jumps. We are in a small ship which can't jump as fast. Well, can't jump faster than the ship they'll probably use. I can't imagine they're going to do something big to go there. They'll probably use something fairly small. They're going to be dropping them off on the face of the planet. They'll need something fairly light, not going to draw too much attention. Let me see.
We can cut them off between this section and this section, no? If we jump across.
Yeah, but by the time you reach their second section, you're on your 4th jump. You're not thinking, you're thinking like this is too lateral. You need to go, I fucking hate to say it, but the only way this ship catches up to them without potentially, like, not getting ourselves beached in a deep space is we gotta go in the deep space. She draws a few schematics on her console, and she goes like, look, this is not the route I would advise anyone to take, unless it was absolutely dire. But in 8 jumps, they reach Vespero Australis. From we are right now, they're 3 jumps ahead. It'll take us 11 jumps. You saw how much damage it compared to the first time. But if we do this, we can meet them there in 8 jumps. That's 4 jumps in deep space. I don't know what we're going to meet up there. It might fuck the ship up even more or even worse. But that's a decision you got to make.
But we don't intentionally fuck it by pushing it through amalgamate space more than once a day.
Exactly. I mean, if you push it once, you could beat them and meet them here and cut them off from reaching that sector entirely. You could still cut them off there and still do it in your 8 jumps, but then you could intersect them there instead.
Yeah, fuck it. We know where they're going. Deep space.
I suppose that's a call,
Sounds
and
fun.
the good thing is that's the last jump you need to make, so if the ship's got fucked in deep space, we don't make the jump.
Alright. Think it over, maybe discuss it. Sure.
If you ever come back to Volgear, just have a look at the map at the yellow. That's 7 or 8. That's 7 or so, as far as I can.
I've got 8 on mine, and that's 3 spaces in deep space. Just not as far out.
But then we got to catch them sooner. There's the difference.
Yeah.
Also, you're thinking of, like, you're saying that's 7, but yeah, but by 7 they could be, if it's there 7, they're already there. The way she's calculated it is you will both reach here on 8. If you jump sooner, you'll both be here on 7. So that is where they'll be. After 6 moves, they're here, you know? You have to play that count, you know? Her one just adds up. Like, just.
8. Yeah.
8 will mean you will be there a day ahead of them, potentially. So you have a day to set an ambush or something.
Are we travelling at night if we leave now, though?
Yeah, but you've always been traveling at night.
But
They're
that
leaving
put us
in.
a
They're
bit
leaving
ahead
in
of
the
us.
morning.
They're leaving in the morning.
So that would put us 12 hours ahead, even if we were the same.
Even if you ended up in Vesperia Australis, you would still have 12 hours ahead.
Right, leave it with us. And I mean, I've been pretty honest about what we intended to do. If you want to get off here and find your way to a military ship or a merchant ship, then you know that is your purview. If you don't want anything to do with it, I won't hold it against you, Lieutenant.
Yeah. I don't think I'm done with you lot yet. Something tells me there's... I don't know. We gotta deal with this squid thing. And we'll see.
I know you fancied the devil boy, and I'll walk out.
He's not my type. The door
And
closes
they were
behind.
roommates?
And I'll go back to the bridge, kind of be like, right, spoke to the bunny, and we've got this, and we'll lay out a plan. This way, we'll get there 12 hours ahead. Does mean going in deep space, but I mean, we were going to head into deep space anyway. Eventually.
Well, I don't really see any other way that we can catch them. At least we got the ship repaired when we did.
The only way that we would beat them and stay in amalgamate space is if we push the ships to the limit, and then
Yeah, I don't advise that.
can't really take over a ship if we're in a bucket.
No. Take it safest as possible, but we'll deal with the issues later.
I mean, maybe we'll see an astral spider. That'll be quite fun.
And then we can vacate a 3-headed monster out the thing as a distraction.
And it might give us experience for later on as well, if we go that way.
Who knows? It might be it's nowhere near as bad as people say.
I appreciate your optimism, Volgear, but I think it's misplaced.
Hey, nothing says adventure like going into deep space.
Yeah, nothing ventured, nothing gained, I guess. Well, let's get the show on the road. Cyrus will start prepping the engines.
Yep.
Okay. Start prepping the engines. You dust off from the Sentinel station. I assume you fuel up before you go.
Yes. Could be a while before we get to another station.
How many jumps did you have left, or how many jumps did you use, or how much fuel did you have left?
We refueled and then we did 2 jumps, so I think we're at 8. So we need 2 units of
Fuel.
yeah.
I believe it is fairly expensive.
You said
Yeah.
100.
Mana coils are 1 gold piece each. So yeah, 100 chits per jump. So 200 chits from Greasy Phil, and he'll get your mana coils all stocked up. And they're like those like glass coils of pure Ethereum.
Cool.
And yeah, you fly out of the Sentinel station, you get far enough away from anything obtrusive, align the ship with your plotted course, and you begin charging your drive. Your starship drive. Funny, isn't it? We're heading back towards the Carius Nebula with the RA system.
Well, yep. Let's hope it's not full of squid this time.
Not. And then the ship green light rings out as the starship drive charges fully.
Go, go, go.
Gauge it. Choom! The stars turn to little small gossamer threads that whiz past your ship, kind of falling behind it. Travel. Entering the Carius Nebula is a
Squid.
strangely comforting sight. You see the large burning purple glow of the Are star, the sun that hung in the skies of Kemnor for when you first met, although from here it is much smaller and distant. You also see Idjafol, the other planet down there, kind of like orbiting Are next to Kemnor. It's a bit further out. It kind of sits further back as well. From up here, everything looks so peaceful. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of miles away. Your starship drive needs to recharge before you can jump once more. But you could bring the ship down if you wanted to investigate the system you know, or the planets there.
We don't have any long-range scanners, do we?
Oh yeah.
Damn it.
Upgrades, people, upgrade.
Money, Atlas, money!
You all get served a distinctly average dinner that looks like someone started chopping vegetables and then zoned out and just kept chopping for a while.
I mean, if you want, I can give you a little rendition of what you see down there, if that helps. Even with your own natural eyes.
I thought you said in the stew.
In the stew, it's stew.
She.
Kemnor, as you know already, it is surrounded by a singular moon and an asteroid belt. The asteroid belt is full of lush life. Lots of greens and purples and vibrant colors fill the very living and alive asteroid belt, which is covered in oxygen pockets, which allow it to thrive. The cold, dark moon harbinger floats just around, kind of like if the belt went one way, the moon kind of goes perpendicular, only intersecting at 2 points. And those 2 points are where Lush has no oxygen. It's where Lush is cut off. Like properly, but like it is cut off in several areas, like little pockets, but normally you can go around them or like find a way around. But there's 2 areas where Lush is like being cleaved in half almost by Harbinger's close orbit to it, seeming to sap all life away from the vibrance of the asteroid belt. There is the main planet itself, the like very traditional kind of like big land masses, lots of ocean, like green, vibrant ground below, where you know the flying cities probably do float along. A little further on a wider orbit, you see Idjafol, which is this small little dwarf ice planet. It has 6 planetary rings that are near invisible, primarily made of gas and dust, and it has a very severe axial tilt. The length of day here turns so slowly. It's like incredibly slow. If anyone would like to make, I mean, Navigator, I guess, probably should be making me a little check here. If you want to see if you can pull any more information from either of those locations. Navigator tools check or perception. I would even allow in this instance because it's something you're like actively looking for.
How I see.
24. You see there is a radar contact orbiting Idjafol. It reads out to be a distress beacon of an amalgamate ship.
Sucks to be there. Can I see what the ship is, or?
Sure.
Call in
the distress call is a file that you can access if you would like. It is a recorded file. You imagine that file probably has like more data in it, but you need to open it up and see, listen to the transmission.
Sure, let's get that thing opened.
Sure. You open it up. You see this comes from name of the ship. This comes from the amalgamate freighter, the Zeal, which you believe to be an elven freighter, based on its identification and call sign. You hear the distress beacon just says like ship crew require assistance, and then whenever you play the like clip, do you play it to the cockpit on the wide, or do you like play it to like an isolated like line you can just listen to yourself?
Just listen to myself first.
Okay, so you hear oh, this will be fun. And that's what you hear.
Well, that's concerning.
And while you're doing with that, can I get some rolls, please, for any onboard or offboard challenges you will experience in today's travel? I need 2 D100s.
37.
Nothing and nothing. All good across the board for yourselves. With your competent crew manning every station.
Let's keep our distance and try and jump out of here as fast as we can.
You not fancy touching down?
I do not.
That was our opening adjective. Kemnor looks like as you left it. Nothing strange is starting. If you want to go seek out, any friends down there.
It's not safe, Barros. You and I both know it.
Well, the question is, we don't know what the Illithid do. Do they hit, convert, move on, or do they hit, convert, hold, and then send out others?
Either way, that place is either full of Illithid or full of Illithid zombies. I don't fancy hanging around either. We will work out a way to fix that problem when we can, but right now, we're out of our depth with that one.
Atlas.
You...
Your passive perception. Your ship is not stealthed or cloaked by any means. It gives off emissions, it gives off sound. That distress beacon is moving.
We have to go.
Why? What's up?
There's a distress beacon. I listened to it. It said, don't come. They were sent to investigate and it was alive, so I'm assuming Illithid. Thing is, when something is distress beacon and in theory destroyed the way that thing cut off, it normally doesn't move. Which it is. It's moving towards us.
Well, we can't jump again. We don't. The ship needs to cool down, so maybe we destroy the ship before.
We could head to Lush. Maybe it's not been hit. Lush doesn't really. It's not really a civilized planet. There's no cities.
You think the Illithid would ignore it?
Why would they go after plant life and wild animals? That's all technically we are. Most of it is tribes.
So what? We hide on Lush, wait for the engines to recharge, and then jump to the next sector?
That might be the best option.
Can I do a check or anything to see if it's moving towards us? Or?
You make me a... This is going to
Astrid
probably be
can
more...
help.
Sure, yeah, take advantage, but it'll be more of your, arcane understanding of, reading the console terminals and, that kind of thing.
18.
18. It is moving... not directly towards you.
Look, I don't think they've spotted us yet, but it's getting closer, and I don't want to find out what the hell is making it move.
Is there any way that I could, limit systems to decrease our,
Yeah, like stealth mode.
not exactly a stealth mode, but decrease our observability?
We're not putting out as much heat and sound
Yeah.
and shit.
Turn off the high beams.
Turn off all the lights.
I mean, yeah, there's definitely things like that you can do. You definitely can turn off the lights.
Have any of you seen the episode of Doctor Who where they're all in the fucking cars and they have to turn off all the systems to stop being destroyed by the giant crabs?
I was thinking more of Firefly when they do a pulse, but they turn off the engines so that the ship just floats past the reavers.
So your Tev doesn't have a stealth module, and because you're not in conditions that would restrict visibility, it means you can't go stealth mode, but you can reduce your your heat emitted. To do so, you have to turn off your shields. You have to turn off your engines. You leave on life support. You basically close all of your windows to stop any light getting out. So the ship just runs on life support alone.
Is there any way to do that and coast down to Lush?
We
could
start the ship moving and then cut the engines, yeah. But then if you're closing all the windows...
There's no way of turning the lights off in the ship.
You could turn the lights off, yeah.
But keep the windows open.
The problem is, there are lights in the cockpit and stuff that you can't turn off.
Screens.
Yeah, but they're blinking and stuff.
Screens, warning lights, readouts, things like that. Which will emit a little bit, but not as bad as your main lights.
Yeah, so maybe do an engine pulse to guide us towards Lush. Turn off all the lights, turn off the engines, deactivate the shields, and wait to see if this thing corrects its course to follow us. If it does, then we know we're gonna have to either fight or run.
Would it better not be to run now than
Well, the only-
around in space?
Yeah, the problem is we're still gonna need 8 hours to.
We hit
It's gonna be a long haul.
We hit atmosphere. We're not going to be in range.
Lush would also probably provide heavy visibility restrictions that may enable an actual, let's hide the ship. If you can get behind an asteroid belt or behind a planet, that's whenever you can, try to hide. But RA doesn't have much tools for it.
If you think Lush is the best bet, Barros, I say we haul ass to Lush, turn off the ship, try to disappear within the foliage.
Barros, looking at the surrounding area, if you want to stop and look and see if there's any good thing, perception check. If you want to see if you can see anything yourself that might like a captain overseeing the situation, making trying to look for any of her. That'd probably be something you might want to do. 17. So Atlas, you go over to Atlas station, you look at her terminal, you go to Volgear, you talk to him, you go to Cyrus at this station. You're managing the making sure everything's running smoothly and trying to understand from everyone's point of view what they see. The thing that Atlas has pointed out, as you're looking at it, make me a Arcana check. Atlas, you can assist him with this if you want.
Yeah, I'll assist him.
No,
To reroll a few barrels. 5.
Wow.
You're not sure. It's moving, but it's not moving in a way that looks normal for a Tev. It's sticking close to the planet's surface, almost staying almost in orbit. But it looks like it's on a pattern. You think you could probably... The closest thing to you right now is Digifall, which is where it is. Which is why it's on your scanners. You think you could probably move in, almost not behind it, but you could try to cut the fucking go perpendicular to it, like you're playing chases around a car, and try to keep jumping at a way where it would not be able to reach you and that kind of thing. That would be the fastest evasion technique. The problem is if it then detected you, then have to potentially play cat and mouse for 8 hours around a planet, which you potentially could do, or you could even go down to the surface of the planet and see if you'd hide on the surface, on a side that it's not on. It's a dwarf planet, yes, but that's still very big. It's not a small thing. You could go to the surface, or you could take the longer, more exposed space route towards Lush and Chemnor, which would then allow you to then hide in and among Lush itself, or even on Chemnor's surface, or even on Harbinger. There's plenty of places to hide in that area as well. The problem is there's nothing to hide on the journey there, so you would have to rely on the ship's ability to not get detected.
I don't know what the right call is, but we better make one fast.
I mean, if you want, you can turn off everything right now and just sit in deep space and hope nothing spots you.
I would feel better us on the move than sitting
something
and
else.
waiting and sitting and waiting for this to react. Because then at least we can. We're already moving. We can land on get onto the planet's surface. Our planet's surface.
Let's start moving then. I mean, worst case scenario, if it starts chasing us and we realize we can't win the fight, we can always force a jump. I'm not saying it's a good idea, but worst case scenario, we can get ourselves out of here.
It might even ignore us if we don't respond to its
Distress signal.
stress signal.
It might just
Those-
be lure
that
at the
stress,
time.
that stress signal might be a lure.
Yeah, let's just punch it for lush, like you said.
I feel like if it was a lure, they would have asked for help rather than told us to not come. Maybe it's just a warning. Throw a ship into your atmosphere and hope that nobody comes through. I don't know.
Well, either way, we'll do our best to avoid it. See if we can get a lush. At least then, we can hide out for a couple of hours. Not have to worry about what's in there.
You look over and see Sunshine is like joining you on the bridge. He's got his hands like crossed behind his back, and he's just like, something is rotten on the surface of Vigiful, and then he leaves the bridge.
I swear to God, I've heard that somewhere before. Anyway,
They read it in a book.
Yeah, you where are you going? You're gonna punch it for Lush? Are you just gonna fucking full throttle it?
Yeah, fuck it.
Okay. Bear also gives an order for full throttle. Does anyone oppose or mutiny him? Or anything of the sort? Because you are also crew.
sure, it wouldn't be a good idea to just coast out of here with the
let's-
engines
let's-
down.
Let's coast it, and then if they spot us, we'll full throttle it. Let's try and make as less noise as
Rev
possible.
the engine just yet.
Sure. We'll do that.
Okay.
The most polite mutiny ever.
Pilot, whether it is Volgir or Berosten, can make me a stealth check at disadvantage because their TAV does not have a stealth module. This is on behalf of the Chimera, who does not have
I
a
don't
very good
suppose-
stealth.
I don't suppose I can assist.
Much like the
by,
real Chimera.
not turning off the shields, but turning off like the interior lights and stuff, and trying to minimize ship noise.
You're kind of busy in enabling this to happen without a stealth module. That's kind of the. It would
Okay.
be an impossible task without this. It's like using improvised thieves' tools on a lock.
Right.
It can only get so good. The fact you've got the bobby pin and that in the lock in the first place is somehow good enough, you know.
Bobby pin and screwdriver.
So Beros, for yourself, it is just if it's you doing it or Volgar who's doing it, it's just going to be a dexterity check with a bonus equal to the crew's quality score. So that'll be a dexterity check +4, and it'll be down to the pilot's dexterity.
Dexterity or stealth?
It'll be a dexterity stealth check, but if you the stealth comes from the crew's quality, so it's just dexterity check basically.
It's just whatever the dex.
Yeah. Whoever's got a higher dex
higher
basically
dex.
should probably do
I've got a
this.
17.
20.
Hey, off you go.
So Barros, you get a +9 to this roll. It is a disadvantage, however.
So that is 20, not that. Sorry, no.
25, right?
Well,
Cruise. Hang on.
No,
Oh yeah, no,
because
+4
he's already
is
at
20.
+5.
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Check the stats on this individual. For no reason.
For no reason at all.
Their navigator has a +8 to their perception. So I will roll a d20. A natural 2. You slip
Yeah.
by without being noticed, and you're able to coast all the way down into Chemnor's orbit. You kind of feel the ship kind of like pulling into that like light bend as it does so. And yeah, you can bring the ship down to mingle in with Lush. If you'd like to hide it properly, it's one more stealth check, just to like properly hide yourself. Or are you going for a landing somewhere in particular, or are you going for the surface of Chemnor? What's the plan?
I think I'm gonna go home, go to my village on Lush.
Okay, yeah, makes sense. Somewhere you know quite well.
The music change.
Do you want just a general stealth check or another? Dex?
Just do a dex check again, and then we'll add 4 to it because it'll be your I think that's better than your proficiency at the minute.
Disadvantage.
No, because you're now able to like actually put physical things between you. That would just be a flat piloting check.
Yeah. I mean, my stealth's plus 11, but it's fine.
Yeah, it's not your expertise. Doesn't necessarily come into the ship's emissions. 21 so plenty though. Yep. What a fucking hitch. Eros, you steer down into the familiar large asteroid clumps and clusters that make up Lush. And those of you who've not been here before, it is brilliant. You see a literal asteroid field, almost, it feels like. Big, like, large, like, rocks, probably, the size of, like, a big, huge cruiser ship, some smaller than your own ship itself, all in close, tight proximity. And all along this actual belt itself, there is strange, like, glows of like purple and blue, suggesting atmosphere, like you would normally see around a planet, especially around the larger rocks, giving this beautiful green color when it all amalgamates together. And there is this like lovely foliage on a lot of these areas, especially ones in the atmosphere around that you see like the signs of water, the signs of life. And yeah, it is a very bizarre thing to see, like trees growing on top of a rock and below a rock, but like in your one eye line, like the earth is round, like it's that kind of like wild awakening. Barros, you nip and dodge through areas you know to be controlled by various archfey and eladrin, centaurs, fairies, changelings, goblinoids, haragon, fearbolgs, and more. But it doesn't take long for you to kind of go around Lush and around Chemnor itself until you find a large commune on this big, chunky, like, bit of rock. And yeah, you kind of see where some ships have landed before, areas where trees were felled, great big, almost like rainforest like trees that felled and have, just been left to rot over time after ships crashed or crushed them under their landing gear many years ago.
Yeah, just land in one of these openings.
Alright, yeah. You land. You like put the ship down. Doesn't take long for a group of satyr to come into vision of the ship. You see some of them have musical instruments, some of them have bows and arrows, a few of them have these like long swords, much more traditional kind of like weaponry and gear than some of the more futuristic tech you've been exposed to recently in the wider reaches of the Expanse. You are right next to a homeworld. The technology here doesn't really advance as quickly. People are a bit more set in their ways. You see this fantastic waterfall, just beyond them, beyond the tree line, and like little small huts and houses here, and yeah, kind of see them all approaching, and they kind of like are stood just in the edge of the tree line, watching like nervously. Few faces you recognize, Barros. Sir Parna will announce, I think there's a fragment nearby.
Oh, that makes sense.
And I hate to sound cliche, but I think it's behind that waterfall. And that's where we're going to stop for today.
If I had a nickel for every time something important was behind a waterfall, I'd have 2 nickels.
Not significant, but it's weird it's happened twice.
Alrighty, and with that, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.